Flipping out, the intro's ended already. Oh my goodness. What's going on, Dan? What is going on? Hey everyone. Right. I always get that feeling like oh wait, the microphone's over there. I knew there was something missing. Hello over there. Oh dear me. Oh, my eyesight without these things is flipping awful. Right. Yes, Liam. Hopefully he's going to join. Maybe. He might be. We just did a PT session, and I said we were doing this, and I might message him and be like, "Oi, oi, get on here." Right. Yes, the audio's working. La, 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 la. How is everyone doing? I'm looking forward to this. We're going to do a logo today. I'm itching to get back to this. The whole of the 10 days in Korea was lush, but I was itching to get back to that photo manipulation thing. And now we're going to do a logo. I've not done a logo in forever. This is the before and after. So if you joined the last stream, this is the before and after of how this turned out in the end. So very, very similar to what you might have seen on the stream, but then just a little bit of color rebalancing there to make it a bit more blue, less yellow, and a bit more green. So if you haven't seen this turned out pretty well. That was where we started the last stream, and that's more or less where we ended it with our character and our wolf, bird, raven, griffin thing, whatever it is. So yeah, really happy with that. That turned out pretty darn well. And now we're going to switch it up and go back to logos. Tourismu from Morocco. Hello, welcome. Hopefully you enjoy this and don't think it's terrible. Hey, Christopher. Yeah, no, I'm definitely an Adobe guy. I've been using Adobe stuff for like years now. Started Photoshop 7 when I was like 17. I still get really nostalgic when I think about that now. Sat in my bedroom on my little laptop. Oh man, I've got the work that I used to do, graphic design work when I was 17. But it was for people, but it was for like online websites doing like forum signature banners and pages for their profiles and stuff. And I used to charge like fake currency for the platform, all this stuff. But we need to go into that someday because that would be fun to unearth that. I've definitely got them in a folder somewhere. Yes, we do need Liam. We need to all think about Liam now and just inside cry out, and maybe he will grace us with his presence. So, anyway, who the hell's Liam and what are you rambling about, Dan? So, Liam Cleaves is my good friend and PT. He's an excellent personal trainer, a fantastic friend, and an all-round lovely sausage. And he's got a logo. Runs his business. But he's really interesting because as long as I've known him, he's never just been just a PT. You know, a lot of PTs are just you hire a PT, you do your session, blah, blah, blah. Liam's always been someone who gives a shit. He's always cared. I've always felt that from him, that it's more than just let's do our hour, lift some weights, and then see you later. So Liam is lush, basically. And I started redesigning his logo ages ago just for fun. He doesn't want it, doesn't need it, but I started doing it for fun. And I've just never been able to fully shake this idea that I really, 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 really want to have a crack at the logo of someone who I really admire. And so I asked him the other day, mate, I was like, mate, will you fill out this questionnaire? You don't have to use this at all. But I've got that itch for like a fun project, no sort of pressure or anything, because I've got a lot of other stuff going on. But I thought it'd be a really, really good one to take someone who is a PT, but is not just a PT, and then see what his answers were, and then try and turn that into a new logo, and then kind of build it out into a visual identity and blah, blah, blah. So Liam very kindly filled out the questionnaire. You're not a fan of the heart with a heartbeat? And we have some answers, and they're very interesting and they're very telling as well. And they do actually link back. This logo, whether you like it or not, does make sense in relation to these answers. Now, I always look at a logo and I think I would love to have a crack at that. I think I could do something maybe better. I would hope so. Um, but even just going through this, reading this, and sketching ideas, like I just love to just throw myself into it, and we'll start sketching ideas. Yes. Okay. All right. So we're going to go through this super quickly, and then I'll show you how I would typically approach something like this, because we can. How do I zoom in? There we go. We can take. You can actually glean a lot from the answers that someone gives, and if you don't have a questionnaire and you don't ask at least some of these questions up front, hey Raquel, you're gonna make your life considerably harder, and it makes the whole process with the client a lot more challenging as well, because you're essentially, you're trying to design a logo for someone, or maybe a brand identity, whatever it is, but you're not armed with any information. And this information is pretty crucial. As you'll see in a minute, Liam is not like every other PT. And if you did a logo with, a big bicep flexing or something like that, or the colors maybe were like Rackenbled, black and red or black and yellow, it isn't going to necessarily fit what Liam is about. So we're going to go through this. So what is your business name and the meaning behind it? It's obviously quite important to understand the name. So the name is Liam Cleaves Training. The meaning is the meaning behind the name is that simply it will always be a personal service from no one other than myself. So Liam's not looking to expand. He is the guy. If I would ever employ another person, the name would change, as it wouldn't reflect what that name means anymore. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. And we're going to go through this, and we're actually going to circle a bunch of stuff. And oh, my tablet's not even set up properly. That's a good start, isn't it, Dan? Yeah, so we're going to go through, and we're going to circle these, and this will lead into the next part of the process as well. Poppy, tell Dan to stop saying PT. Why can't I say PT? Poppy's not there, mate. You're not going to get any support from Poppy. Hello, CRZA. What was I doing? Yes, right. Let's get this thing working, because it's going to make my life harder or easier, depending on if I set it up correctly. Nice. Right, so we're going to get some. Let's try this. Epic Electro. Right, so we're going to go through and we're going to, well, we could circle. Let's just mark it up. So just make a new layer, pick a nice punchy color. We'll go with, well, orange. Yeah, let's go with orange. We'll set the blending mode to multiply. And a brush with all the hardness up, and we should be able to do this now. So we're going to go through and we're going to highlight the bits that stand out to us. Now, when you go through this with your own client, different words will stand out. You'll get very different answers, of course, but that will feed into the next step as well. So obviously that's the name. Might as well highlight that. Will always be a personal service. So that is very important. Right. What is the business purpose? To provide value to people's lives, to improve their quality of life by feeling the best they can in their own skin. So out of this, what should we highlight? Improve quality of life, feeling the best. So they want to feel good, basically. Adjectives to describe your business: supportive, honest, real, educated. I mean, it's usually always worth highlighting all of these. We can lean into one or the other, it doesn't matter, but they're all relevant for now. Right, ideal client is someone looking to achieve something real within themselves. Again, real. You see, this is what people do when they fill out these questionnaires. Usually they're very honest. They just write what comes to their mind. But you'll find that sometimes they'll use words over and over again. And those words, when they keep using those same words, we can latch onto that. There's obviously some sort of significance or important and a reason that they keep using that word. So something real, something maybe, well, how do you visually represent real? Tangible, quantifiable, human? I don't know. Within themselves, someone who's needing that boost in life. Right, so we're looking to achieve. We'll do boost. Oh, bloody adverts. Go away. You get into like a good song and then a flipping ad comes on. It's just so rubbish. What shall I listen to? Oh, I need some good music. I need some good music. I need like a... Unless we roll the dice on Apple Music. Hot songs. Well, let's give this a go. See if it's not terrible. Right. Boost in life, which can be measured across things such as happiness, hope, performance, and confidence. So again, lots more keywords here. We're going to highlight all of them. What makes your business unique? Again, very important. I genuinely care. That's pretty important. Life isn't black and white, and things that sound easy for some people can be very hard for others to put into real life practice. Okay, so not a one size fits all. Empathy, empathy and passion is unique. What does your business provide? We can highlight all of these now, but obviously we're not going to... You can, if you have an idea already in your head, you can lean into some more than others. Like, for example, I might get rid of passion because I don't think that's necessarily... It doesn't really fit within everything else that's being said here. I feel like there's a common thread with this, and passions feels a bit separate. Oh, God, this... This music is awful. Oh, yes, Greg, please. Let's just try. I'll try anything. I just don't know what I feel like. I like stuff with like oh, what was I listening to the other day? I was listening to something really cool. I cannot remember where I flipping heard it. A bit of In Flames. That's a safe bet. Right. Who are your competitors? Other local PTs and online. Okay. Big goals. How do you want to expand in future? Transition online at some point. Okay. I mean, Liam's sort of online already in terms of Instagram and everything. I don't know if that means transitioning more of the business online, so it's not just PTs, but will your logo primarily be used? Clothing, social media, color preferences, obviously leaning into the current logo, but we could revisit that. I think they are good color choices. Maybe we lean more into one than the other. Maybe we pick something else. I think black is a very inviting color. Yeah, I would agree with that. I don't think like block black for backgrounds and things would necessarily be good. Maybe not even the logo itself. Do you have a preference on typography? I don't. That's fine. I wouldn't expect everyone to have even thought about that. Yeah. Mission statement is the same. My services will be supportive. So we've got some more good keywords here. Understanding and welcoming. I'm not looking to train hardcore Mr. Olympia. Again, very important who we're not targeting. I'm looking to improve the lives of people that need it most. Again, there's that word again. We've got improve their quality of life, improve the lives of people. So we've got lots of threads there that we can pull on. So that's really cool. Let's move this over. Oh, bugger. Hang on. Let's put that on its own layer. There we go. We'll pop that up there. And then we're just going to quickly start mapping out some ideas, doing a bit of brainstorming, because I'll be honest, I want to get into the sketching. It's the fun bit. Current logo. Start recording my screen in case some magic happens. And so what we can do now is we can take some of these keywords and we can start to actually map these out. You have to excuse my awful handwriting. So we're going to stick some of these keywords in bubbles. We want to find the ones that threads that are being repeated. So, all right, performance. That's something that's come up twice. So we're going to have. Actually, no. Let's not write this down. Let's just we'll type these because your handwriting is highly questionable. So we've got performance. We'll do a few more. What other ones do you think would be good based on what we've covered? Fitness, health, achievement, improve, quality of life, improve, QOL, quality of life. Let's just write it for anyone who joins. Quality of life. That, I think that's a big one. That's probably more important than performance. It helps that I know Liam as well. And we've talked about this. And if you have a discovery call with your client, you can dig into some of this a bit more and ask them and just get to know them and their business a lot more, which is good. It's not, yeah, genuinely care. I was going to say it's not like repeated over and over and over, but caring. Genuine caring. Oh, you legend. Thank you so much, XM Tech. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. Wow. Oh, you absolute legend. Hey, Gorav. How's it going? Yeah, so genuine caring. And then what else? Performance. I'm gonna put performance boost or performance. What other one? We've got one more. I'm not gonna do too many. Obviously, health and fitness. I mean, maybe actually we just put health and fitness because this isn't necessarily too PT specific. So maybe health and fitness is actually a good one to have in there. We can kind of shoot off of that. All right, let's go and scatter these around. We'll give them plenty of space, actually. All right, and let's do a nice big bubble around each. Just a heads up, this ain't gonna look pretty. It's not gonna look pretty. Mm. So, what sort of things come to mind? Whether it's word association, visuals, icons, what, just anything. We're going to throw things down. So, performance boost. I'm thinking like arrows. I told you it's awful writing. Arrows. Improve quality of life. Improve quality of life, genuine caring. Quality. I don't. I'm gonna put heart. Genuine caring. How do you show you care? Hold. Holding. So whether it's holding a hand or holding somebody or... Yes, exactly, care. Yeah, we're just gonna... What comes to mind? So health and fitness, obviously. Weights. Even if we don't heavily lean into that, we're still brainstorming at the minute. Totally wide open, everything on the table. Fitness. And if we could find things that connect multiple threads here, so let's say we write down blah blah blah, and it's like, oh, actually, this connects to this. Might be a really good direction to go in. So we're sort of trying to set everything up before we start sketching random ideas. And as you start to make these connections as well, sometimes that itself can spawn creative ideas. Performance boost. I'm thinking of like a shoe, like on a starting block, like a trainer kind of lifting up. Shoe slash... Oh my god, my writing. I switch between joined up letters and not. It's flipping awful. Shoe trainer, but specifically on a starting block. That could be really cool, actually. I love that. Could be a little bit too athlete, maybe, but I don't know. Maybe we could have like a little stick man, a little Liam holding up the shoe. Genuine caring. Improve quality of life. And by the way, if you have ChatGPT, you can go and you could chuck all this in AI and go give me a list of ideas. That is probably one way that you could speed up your logo process, get a bunch of ideas to springboard you in different directions without taking too much like away from the creativity, the actual fun bit of the logo. Sometimes it can be quite good to speed up those parts of the process and or give yourself a little bit of a boost, but then you enable you to spend more time on the actual, well, I call it the fun bit, the bit I want to do anyway. Health and fitness. Right. We could do food. Anyone got any other ideas? Performance boost. Improve quality of life. A plan. Some sort of plan. Improve quality of life. A goal. Goal. So, not sure how to represent that. Not necessarily a target crosshair, or that might look a little bit like Liam's rifle shooting club. We want to avoid that. A rocket. Yes. Performance boost. Improve quality of life. You could connect that between. You could connect that between both of them. The same with the arrows, actually. The rocket could be, in terms of style, I think it's probably going to have more rounded corners. If we have squared off corners and everything's too sharp, it could look a bit serious, a bit corporate. This needs to be friendly, approachable, warm, which kind of fits in with a lot of this as well, the genuine caring side, the personal service. So, but we don't want it to look too playful. We could easily do a rocket and it look too childish. So, yeah, yeah, it's a cool idea. Come on, Andrea, what you got? What you got for me? We've got we need some more ideas. Genuine caring. Grow. Yes. There you go. You sneaky sausage. You were holding on to that one. Come on. You got some more, Raquel? What have you got? I feel like Kay has got one as well. Grow. I like that. Yeah. Grow, arrows, performance, progress. Progress. I do feel if you said gun to my head right now, which direction you're going to go, I think it is going to be this area. I feel like the sort of typical health and fitness thing doesn't really lean into what makes Liam unique. I think it's definitely this top half, but we'll see. Heart. I mean, I think his logo makes a bit more sense now. You know, like I said, whether you like it or not, the heart for what he does, training people. Sorry, the weights for training people. The heart for that, like, I actually care, and then the heartbeat. You can sort of see why what was written here, where that did feed into this logo. It's not just like a typical, like, you know, a lot of gym logos can be very just weights and I don't know. Yeah, it does look a bit different. It does stand out. A sausage has gone missing. So, no, I'm joking. I'm gonna put some like cyberpunk style music on. Like sort of synth wave. It's a Peep Show. Oh my god, that went over my head. I've not seen that in so long. I love David Mitchell. So funny. Hey, Carl. Improve quality of life. Maybe you could do a graph, but or maybe just even upwards. Might be a bit vague. Performance boost. You could do bicep, but I think we're going to lean away from that. What other ways can you represent performance? Like a plus? A plus symbol? Or plus plus plus? Genuine caring. This one's a little bit trickier as well. Heart. Holding. I mean, you could say smile, but I don't know. Big. I'm not sure a big smiley face. Mm. Sustain. That's a good one. I'm also sort of trying to think visually about how some of these could be represented. Any for genuine caring? I feel like there's probably some more there. Poppy would be good at that. Poppy's definitely more caring than me. I try and be caring. Poppy is just naturally just a big ray of flipping sunshine. Genuine caring, real. Could you put authentic, real, authentic, genuine? Maybe just. It's quite hard to visually. How would you visually show caring? Let's use a bit of GPT actually. We'll use it for this specific bit. So I'm brainstorming ideas for a logo. I have a bubble. Genuine. What did I put? I've forgotten already. Genuine caring. Genuine caring. Brackets about PET clients, just so it's got that context. What ideas could shoot off of that? Let's see what it says. Hug, yes. I think that's kind of what I meant by hold it. Holding, put holding / hug. Just send it the client brief. All right. Well, yeah, we'll do that in a minute. We'll do that in a minute. Lift. That's interesting. Support, lift, guidance. Oh yeah, support. That's such an obvious one. How did we not think of that? Guidance. Okay, so guidance, and then arrows. I'm not going to do it, but we could. It gets a bit messy, but yeah, arrows could connect to guidance. Upwards could connect to guidance. So do something. That's an arrow. This is interesting. You obviously, whether you ask for it or not, you get the breakdown of why it works. Caring is action, not emotion, and this shows it. Yeah. Obviously, take all of this with a grain of salt, but lift again. Lift. The fuck? Is that some drilling going on next door or something? Did you hear that? I think lift is probably, or lift up is probably a bit more relevant than levitating. Yeah, some drilling going on. Ryan says the first thing that comes to mind for caring is the hand over hand. Almost like a handshake about to happen that a lot of medical places use. Okay. Hand over hand. What sort of... So weird. I do actually have an icon, I think, that I made a while ago that is a heart shape. And it's something like this. You guys might have seen it. Obviously, this is going to look hilariously bad. But it is. This is this. It's meant to be a hand. Oh no, he's got. God. Yeah, obviously there's no thumbs present. But yeah, I did do a. That looks like someone grabbing someone's wrist. But yes, it was a heart with two hands. Can you hear that, Andrew? Lifting support seems to be the feel with those. Just show us the old hound dog you're obviously hiding. Which hound dog is that? What, the icon? Oh god. How am I going to find it? Oh god. I mean, it was on a stream from like... Unless it's in my rebrand document. So look. Ooh. Ha! Got it. Or got a version of it. The line width is a bit weird. Where are you? There you are. Yeah. That is really annoying. Yeah, they're drilling next door, of course. Obviously, when I start to just decide to do a stream, they're like, "I'm just going to drill into the wall." So I don't know. I mean, we'll chuck it. We'll, we'll chuck it in the Illustrator document. We're not quite there yet, but that's a terrible version of it. But yes. Oh, sorry, Greg. I'm with you. I'm with you. Yeah, that I mean that is really nice. It's more of an icon, and I don't know if it necessarily relates to the fitness side of it enough, but I don't know. Maybe there's something we could use from there. Maybe we could turn that into something. The whole handshaking kind of thing. I think we've got some pretty good ideas there. Right, what sort of common threads are... In fact, let's do another layer. Right, So some of these, rather than just have all of this in front of us, let's try and pin down some sort of direction. What are the best words here? If we were going to focus on some ideas, and we'll start sketching in a sec, what are the ones that have the most potential? Well, it could be Kerry. Yeah, Poppy could be just drilling into the wall. The wall. Support. And remember, we're not just thinking about icons. We're not just thinking, oh, well, let's do a support icon. You know, we could do a monogram. We could just have L and C, and we could combine them in an interesting way. But these words that we're going to highlight, we want the logo to really evoke a lot of this. So, because all of these words and related words and associations are all coming from this brief. So if we kind of build what we're highlighting here into the logo, it should fit the brief, hopefully. That's the plan anyway. Lift also has to do with fitness. Yes, that is very true. You're right, actually. Ooh. Progress. Or growth. It could be either of those. Some sort of progression. And at the moment I'm just looking at these and thinking, where do I want to really start with these? Like if I could only highlight a few of these and try and capture a logo, what are the ones that best describe what Liam does? Hey Paul, how's it going? I'm toying between whoops. Performance, arrows. Some of these like Rocket and Shoe Trainer are more specific. We'll do performance. Trust. We didn't even add that. Trust is actually a very good one. That's a really good one, actually. Let's go back and add that. I'm not even sure which one would that come under? Probably maybe all of them, actually. Trust. Oh, that's a better weight, isn't it? And maybe actually that connects to all of them. See, this is quite an important word, actually. Sorry, I should have used this thicker weight before. It's a lot easier to see. Having the right support as well. So Trustworthy, support. Yeah, maybe progression, support, and hope. Yes. Improve quality of life. I'm gonna put hope under there. I mean, you could fit that into other ones as well. Accountability, yes. Where we're going to put that one? Genuine care, or actually that could fit in a lot of ones as well. So sorry about the noise. Yes, walking in nature can do wonders. Personal trainer, motivation, motivation, motivation. Nice. Oh, these are really good. Yeah, and Liam is very motivating. In fact, actually, I can show you something that will probably show you a little bit more of who Liam is. So, if I find it, so this is something that I recorded and edited with Liam and Shauna. Shauna's one of his clients, and this is why Liam's such a lush, lovely sausage. Um, because he's. I was just thinking about this as we're writing these words down. So basically, he's encouraged someone called Shauna to run her first 10K next month, and before she sort of didn't think she could do 1K. And he's got her running like I think 7K at the minute, and she's got the event next month. Um, and I'll just link the video. Yeah, we've got guidance, knowledge. Yeah, we could add that as well. Inspirational. I'll put that on there. Inspo. Um, and this is the video is something that him and Shauna, his client, are doing for Shauna's mum. If anyone does want to donate, by the way, like that would be amazing. They've already surpassed their goal, but it's all for Shauna's mum. And we had a lot of fun filming that. It was good. It was really good. They're both not used to being in front of the camera like that, so I was dying when I was recording it because I was like, oh, this is so nice being on the other side of the camera for a change. Just get to laugh at everyone else. But yes, as we were doing this, I was just thinking Liam is very motivational. I mean, you'll see in the video, he genuinely does care. He's supporting Shauna in what she wants to do, but also keeping her accountable with doing the running and the prep that will lead up to the 10K, and then giving her that push and that support as well. And he just does it because because he wants to. There is no other ulterior motive or anything. So I think that is very important within this. Laughter, aspirational empowerment. Yes, empowerment. I think that would be what? Improved quality of life. Power meant. Hey, Pops. Yes, it is. It's a very good cause. It's a very good cause. It's for Shauna's mum, who's um, she struggled with two different types of cancer, and then after partly recovering from one of them, ended up having a stroke, and she's absolutely been through the ringer by the sounds of it. So this is to support her and her recovery, and just help improve her quality of life. Poppy. Obviously, the neighbours decided to start drilling into the bloody wall when I'm streaming, right? Oh, yeah, that was my first thought as well. Oh, that and a few choice words definitely went through my head. Oh dear. I'm probably yelling. They can probably hear everything I'm saying. Right. I want to start sketching some stuff. We could sit here and we could stare at this all day. And obviously we're speed running the entire process here, but let's get to the good stuff. So we've got the brief, we've got some ideas. These are going to be very useful to refer back to. So we'll just dump that in a folder and call it prep. And then make a new layer. And I've got no idea what I'm going to do here. I actually have no idea, no plan. If anyone does want to throw some ideas into the ring as well, you can email them to hello@dansky.com or chuck them in the Discord. But it was a hound dog. No, it's some drilling. Finding it difficult to design my own logo. Ah, well, if you're stuck on the sketching and ideation part, hopefully this next bit will help. Or it'll go terribly and it won't help. But hopefully it'll be good. Oh, did she? What? My mum came round. Oh, she snuck round. Unannounced. Had no idea. I don't believe that, Pops. I just don't believe it. Right, anyway. I'm going to have to try and put the banging from next door up my head. And actually, let's crank up the music. There we go. Yeah, right, whatever. Okay, I've got to put my brain into... God. No, at least I'm not recording. Yeah. I'll show you, in fact, I will whip up the logo I did before for Liam ages ago. It was more just mucking around, but oh well, that was quite a lot of mucking around. Some of these ideas I did really like. The L and the C, that's a flipping good idea. It was about progression. So I really did like the whole monogram style leaning. It's quite a nice lockup as well. A bit simplistic. Yeah, I really liked this one actually. The L and then the C. I thought that was really clever. What else? Oh yeah, loads of ideas. I did some type led stuff, which is fine. Like it works. But I don't know. I think some of these ideas were a bit more creative. Liam with the blue A. Well, this one. Ooh, not sure. Yeah, this was. I think this was the final one that I landed on. I did really like this. Combining an L and a C is very, very difficult, and you're sort of almost taking out the missing piece. Yeah, I quite liked this one. This was very a good representation of progression. Everything seems to be italicized here. So, I don't know, maybe some of these ideas come back out to play. Maybe not. What even was the font? What's the font here? Oh, Korolev. I do like that font. You can see a lot of these are really leaning into the name as well. And I do like the idea about there being like a simplified mark. God, I forgot I'd done so much work on this. This is actually a really good font. Montserrat. Yeah, so some cool ideas. Oh, a child has returned. Hello, child.
Hi.
So sketching out, I mean, L and C, when you're doing a monogram, it's actually quite difficult to combine L and C together because they don't naturally like connect. And obviously we've got these other aspects as well. So support, they've got to get into ideation mode now. I have a question. How to bring creative ideas? I'm new to this. I think um, I would watch the stream again from the beginning a bit later. We do go through this. This is all like super important. You don't want to skip any of this process, especially not the questionnaire, because the highlighted keywords lead to all this fluff here, which is going to lead into the sketches. But right now, we're just going to start sketching some ideas. I need to switch my brain into idea mode. It's definitely harder streaming, but we'll see. So, and if you're not sure, just start doing something. Just you know, you're gonna see a lot of terrible ideas before we land on something decent. Howdy. We've got arrows. We've got arrows going up. Maybe some sort of curve progression. maybe, I don't know, we do an L as an arrow. Or you got different types of C as well. You could do like a squared one, you could do a very rounded one, you could do one that is a little bit of both. Progression. We could stack the letters on top of each other. I think what did I do before? I had them at like an angle. So like this. So you got your L and your C. So bloody annoying. L and C into one like LG. Yeah, L and C is quite tricky to combine. The leg of the L supporting the C. Yeah. So like this. Yeah, you could do something like that. Break the upper line of the L. Make it an arrow. Inside, make an italic C. Ooh, you might have to mock that one up. L and C to shape a heart. Don't think that's going to work. You could reverse the C, but then it becomes a little bit harder. It's a bit more abstract. L and C. Support growth, and we're going to constantly refer back to this as well. Performance boost, caring. Let's do a heart anyway. Don't know. Motivation. Progression. Support. Progression. So you could have blocks going up. We could have like a wedge showing progress. Liam Cleave's training. What about like a T and then a plus in there? LCT. No, I feel like you end up looking a little bit like see like a lot of construction companies or builders will have like their abbreviations. It will be like DMG construction or something. I don't think having the letters is quite the right play. LCT. Yeah, this is what I mean. So like the C flows into the T, so you can do some pretty cool things. But L and C, definitely going to have to think a bit more outside the box. Heart. Yeah. You see what I mean? You're going to sketch lots of things that you don't like and that are awful, but that's fine. Sometimes just doing something is better than nothing. What about arrows? Showing a progression, support, quality of life. Could we do... Oh, it's more like a G. Maybe Liam Cleaves. We could change his name. What about the C hanging off the L? Oh, right, okay. Something like this. I wonder if you could just bridge that connection. Oh, no, it looks like an E then. Unless we bring the C down. Then you got L and C. You could do something a bit more handwritten then. So let have the L go up. You got the L and the C together, maybe? And then, I don't know, maybe in here there's a plus? I'm not sure. Or a gap. Maybe the C just comes lower. No, it looks less like a C then. It's got to still look like a C. Liam and Cleaves. So you get it in like a simple mark. So it looks like an L and a C. What do you reckon? Yeah, that looks nice. Yeah, I feel like I did something like that in the old file. I did that. I know he doesn't like this sort of stuff. It's too minimal. He said that to me earlier because I was like, what sort of logos do you like? He didn't really have too much of a preference, but something that's just abstract with no text, no context, like a really simplified symbol like this. This is too simple for him, I think. Queen's Park Rangers. Let's have a look. Oh, I see what you mean. What interlinking? I think it would be more modern. I mean, if we did do something a bit more like a little bit more embellished. You've got your L. It leads into the C. We could do something like that, I suppose. Then you have that running around over the top. So a little bit more in the direction of a crest. We really are. We're pushing our. I mean, it's almost like kind of Liam is the taking the letter C under his wing, almost a little bit. I don't know if it's quite right, but interesting to explore anyway. Another thing you can do as well is get different fonts and just type L and C and scroll through loads of fonts. In fact, let's just do it now, actually, just for fun. So not L and C, and then we'll do a lowercase one as well, and just go through some fonts and see how these letters can be represented with different typefaces. So let's. Yeah, like even this one here. You could look at that and you could do something a lot thinner and then have the C in there, and it's quite, I mean, obviously looks very blocky, but if we go and build this out into an idea with a bit of weight to it. Oops, I've really messed up the width on this, but yeah, you get the idea. LC. Which you could, I mean, maybe we could lean into the idea of support there. Like someone said earlier, I think a few people might have said the L is supporting the C. So it kind of ties it back into lift up, support, holding. Yeah, Mama, how's it going? LC, put the C on the same line as the L. How do you mean? What, just LC, like that? Trying to think a little bit more outside the box than that. Oh, this one, I don't think I even explored this before. Right. Let's try and do like a slightly larger version of this so we get a little bit more detail in it. And then we'll go and do the C. Actually, let's try and fit this into a square. So we're just going to try and eyeball a very rough square. And then what have we got? So something. Going to make the C wider. So if we do the L here, then we can do something like this. Bring the L down. It goes across. So there's our L. Here's the C. I don't know why. I always gravitated to this monogram style even before. But it's good to even explore these ideas now and have that sort of knowledge from the questionnaire and the other aspects that kind of underpin it, rather than just let's combine an L and a C and make something that looks good. This feels like it's going to have a bit more purpose. It sits quite nicely in a square. But like I said earlier, too serious at the minute. Imagine a cap lock E, but with erase the horizontal line of the E. There will be a mini LC. So a capital E. Let's do this. We erase the horizontal line. Nope. Let's try that again, Dan. What? My erase tool not working. I pressed something.
Okay,
Can't see anything now.
Stream still going?
Yeah, I think so. I'm just going to reboot Photoshop. I think I might have pressed something or whatever. Sometimes I do that. I'll press like a keyboard shortcut combination and activate flipping quick masking mode. And I press Q sometimes. If you join the Discord, if you go to danceski.com, scroll down and find the community, you can join the Discord for free, or just send an email. If you don't want to do that, that's our community. If you want to just email it to me, send it to that, and I'll pick it up. There we go. Why have you opened Adobe Bridge? Right, where do we get to? Try connecting the base of the L to the C like a ligature. Here we go. Right. I think that was what... Sevor Rizaya Joyce said. Try connecting the base of the L to the C. Oh, well, I see what you mean. Like L and... Do you mean like this? Then if we try it with another font... It's giving me fishhook vibes. A little bit fishhook. But you can see there are ways we can link this stuff together. There we go. We've got a flower. This looks a bit corporate at the minute. But I wonder if we could refine that. Some more rounded edges. Bit different. I don't know if that style's just not modern enough. I feel like doing something cursive isn't necessarily going to be the right play. I mean, it would look. We could do something like that. It looks cool, but unless we did. Might be a little bit too fancy. What about if we did it like a triangle? It's almost a triangle there. So if we map that down there, map that down there, do it as an owl, and then have this. So 3 triangles, and then we use that to try and no, yeah, it doesn't. It's a bit less my style as well. The only other thing that my style is very much monoline, so it wouldn't have to necessarily be cursive. This could be adapted in some way, perhaps made a bit more geometric. Obviously, this is nonsense. Check Discord. Go on then. Oh, wow. That's amazing. This is really cool. Check this out. This is what Andrea just sent me. Yeah, really nice combination of the L and the C. That's cool. I like that. You could do something monoline. I don't know. Give me a break, Crumble. It makes 2 concepts because this is not about exercise only. It's about feeling good with ourselves. Yeah. I love monoline logos. So I think that's why I ended up doing that progression. This one, progression style. I just love that sort of style generally. Shield style. Could you do an L? Looks no. Well, my brain stopped working then. Sketching on in Photoshop with an XP Pen Artist Pro 16 TP. Oh, that's interesting. An L and a C. I wonder if I explore that. No, it's not going to work like that. Is it? L. No, it needs to be a bit more condensed. So if I do a condensed C, and we cut it off at the same. Leaning into my style a little bit more and a bit more modern. And you could do one half orange, one half blue. This one is a bit like Impact, very condensed. The L inside the C. God, these ideas are great. Depends what type of C you do as well. It determines if the L inside the C would even work. What are you giggling at?
Drawing stuff.
You're drawing stuff?
Yeah.
What, a Liam logo?
No.
Oh, just drawing in general. What are you drawing? I want to see. Oh my goodness. Hello, sausage. Sorry, intermission. Crumble needs his moment in the spotlight. Yes, Paul, that was Poppy. You're right, sausage. Have you had a hard day doing nothing? Oh dear. I know. It's a hard life, isn't it? You poor little thing. Looking at me, I don't know what he's thinking. Are you thinking why am I upside down, or is this just normal for you? Oh yes, he is a baby. He's a little baby. Aren't you? Big gooseberry. You hear him cooing like a pigeon. It's adorable. It's adorable. He sometimes goes really high pitched when he's happy and he goes. Curved, narrow fonts may be one way to go with. Yeah, it's tricky, especially if you're trying to combine the L and the C. It's tricky. It's tricky trying to find the style as well. I feel like from chatting to him earlier, I feel like he'd be up for something more modern. And I think it's a good fit for my style, but not too minimal. Because when it gets too minimal, I think that's not really up his street. Trustworthy, accountability, progress. Oh, what's the other idea I had? Let's type. This is a bit random and a bit different. It's a bit different. Not entirely sure how you fit cleaves in there. Cleaves, I don't know. Come out of box design. No matter how much you try, it matches some other designs. What do you do about that? I think time is important as well. Like none of these so far are, I mean, I like this one, but I don't know if it's the right sort of fit. None of these are really setting my world on fire. But, you know, we've not been doing it for long, so sent I did your email. Oh, okay, go on then, let's have a look. Okay, I see what you're going for. So look, let's paste this in. I think you run the risk of it looking a bit too much like a B if it's joined, but I see what you mean, like putting the L and the C together. That doesn't look like anything now. I don't know what I'm doing there. Nice. I think part of it as well is sometimes ideas come quickly, sometimes they really don't. And you just got to keep going until you get that aha kind of idea. Like, I don't know about other people who do logos, but do you get like that kind of aha feeling, you know, sort of a almost an instinctual feeling that this is a cool idea and that you want to explore it? That's sort of what I'm looking for. LC. What about progress? Progress. Could we do like a fatter L wedge? Or we just focus on the C and we just go for a letter mark instead of a monogram. You know, like Superman, he's just got the giant S. Maybe we just lean into the C. And then obviously alongside you'd have, you know, Liam Cleave's training or whatever. There's a nice sort of horizontal symmetry. Yeah, there is some sort of... I do like this. And this is why I explored this idea before as well. Because you can make it look like an L and a C at the same time. I sometimes use the iPad. Obviously, but yeah, if I'm doing it properly for a project, I will usually sit on the sofa, get comfy, proper comfy with the iPad. Um, but when I'm sat here, like doing it live at my desk, I'm using a pen display. I like that too. Ooh, which one? Which one do you like? I get to the sort of I'm cooking something, but then fumble when I start sketching or vectorizing my sketch. Oh no. I think the vectorizing part is probably like the easier part. Once you know that, once you know a little bit of Illustrator, and it's more the processes as well. Once you know the basic tools, you've got a solid understanding of how to use them, and a good process for the like type of logo that you want to vectorize. It's quite straightforward. I don't know if we'll get to it today, but you'll probably see when we carry this on. Once the idea is good in Photoshop and we're like, oh yeah, this sketch here, this is the one. The actual vector process is, oh, I've got these shapes, now I need to create them. What tools do I use to get the best result? Coming up with a clever idea is definitely infinitely harder. Um, Speaking of Superman, let's do a, just for fun, let's do a Superman. Oh, I love that. They're not necessarily relevant at all, but why not? Oh yeah, no, I think it's awesome. Andrea's logo is this one. I just don't know if the style, all this stuff up here as well, is the right style. I wonder if there's a way we could geometricify it. Don't know. No, don't know what that is. It's always worth jumping back to the brief as well. We've not really done any uh, research on other logos or anything. I mean, let's go and do that actually. Let's spark some ideas. What I wouldn't do is necessarily straight off the bat type LC logo, just because I don't want to have other designs in my head. So let's type support icon. Icons can be very useful because they're not logos, but they are ways that things or actions or concepts are represented. This is cool. Yeah, this. So you might look at that, and then the inspiration might be, oh, we'll do something like that, and just simplify the gesture. Let's type C letter mark. Yeah, see, this is cool. Totally different, but we could then explore hexagons. So we could do like a hexagonal letter C. So Hmm. I think we're probably going to stay away from kettlebells or dumbbells unless we can get it in a way that's subtle, that does kind of lean into more of this sort of stuff, supporting progression. Like, for example, if I were going to do progression with just weights, you could have the weights stacked like this, or stacked up like that. And these could be weights, but they also show progress. And then you could have the Olympic bar going through them. Or you could have the weights like this. This is going a bit too Olympic lifter, which is what we don't want, but you see how that just became like progression, like a level up progression to, oh, let's do a letter L in this acute arrow-like style. So even if something's not totally relevant, it can still kind of lead into something else. And I go, oh, arrow. Well, that did kind of tie into what we were doing before. I wonder if I could do a backward. See, this is one of those ones where could you get away with a backward C? It's not really going to look like a C, is it? Unless I did something like that. And yeah, no. The arrow aspect.
What?
And we've got a diamond. This is interesting. It's like the shoe idea. Nice, Rocco. Slightly different style, but I like the chunky letters. Yeah, see, I don't want to just do L and C. Like, it could be a really nice, excuse me, monogram. But I want it to be more than that. I always like to try and have some sort of hidden meaning or link back to the values. You know, like this one here. This represented the journey. Um, this one up here was you had the L and the C, and this was almost like the missing piece. Slightly different vibe here with the white on black, but in fact, actually, I've got a good idea. It's a bit generic, but let's type in fitness icons. Yeah, we've got a shoe there, kettlebell. What about kettlebell as a heart, or is that a terrible idea? I feel like it's been done, but let's sketch it anyway. Oh wait, no, that's not the top of a kettlebell, is it? These are good as reference images as well. Kettlebell. Even if you think something's terrible, sketch it anyway, because you never know what it'll springboard off to. That is a one lopsided wonky ass heart. Representing the journey, I like the idea of the monoline that doubles as an arrow and have it end higher than where it started. Also, that shows the line of progression isn't linear. Yes, that's true. There was one idea I did have, just sort of leaning into that a little bit. In Liam's current logo, he's got the heartbeat monitor. Another idea I had was to show instead of the heartbeat, it was to show the journey, which would be a bit more curvy, which looks like a chocolate covered heart now. But yeah, or it could quite just do a squiggle. There's your logo. There is something with Liam actually. He's very, very, very good at quickly fixing a Rubik's cube.
He's a genius.
Hey,
He's a genius.
he is somewhat of a closet mathematical genius, and he does just really good magic tricks actually. Like I don't know what type of magic you call it, but just the Rubik's cube thing. It reminded me of that logo I did a while ago. Well, not that long ago, where it was very Rubik's cubey. What about if we had this was in color? So you got Liam, the L, you got the sleeves there. There you go. And then we got the T up here. But we've still got all the segments highlighted. So you get the Rubik's Cube element. Obviously, I don't want to become known as the guy who only does Rubik's Cube shaped logos. Can you see that? I've colored it in very quickly and crudely, but let's just do it a bit better. Lamb. And this would be color as well. This would probably be the orange and the whatever color, blue. So you got LCT. Yeah, I think you're right. I think I really do like this one. And this is, I don't want to like completely ignore this document. But this was very much coming from the place of just me mucking around for ages with lots of ideas and things that I thought were cool, but without as much of an understanding of Liam, and kind of doing the legwork here to make sure that what I do isn't just a cool. It's very different between me just doing something that, oh yeah, that's cool, and something that I think is going to actually be fit for purpose and match what the target audience, the type of clients that Liam is looking to get. And I think some of these do. Well, some of these might fulfill that, but I just want to give it its, what would you say? Give it its due. Give it the proper time and care and attention that it needs to fully flesh out some of these ideas. Even if it is some of those other ideas. Yeah, like even the Rubik's Cube idea. It's just, I know it's a flipping Rubik's Cube, so it's less fitnessy. And I don't know if it really leans into this, but it's just, he's very good at doing Rubik's Cubes. So I wonder if there's a way we could do that, design that, or use color or something. Or maybe you take the T off the top and have something else. Or TLC. Oh, yes, you're right. L, C, and then T. No. There's also a Liam Cleaves name type with the upside down V for the A and top left of the document with a what? Is that one I did? Top left of the other document with a different, more fitting shade of blue. What have I done? Oh yeah, these would be some good ideas to revisit actually. Yeah, this is another one here, LC. It's like the L is penetrating the C from behind. We've got this one, which I don't know what that is, but it looks kind of cool. Like if I were to go like this. Actually, yeah, that is kind of cool. It's a bit more abstract. Yeah, he's Space Within. Welcome. It's doing what? Penetrating the sea. This, yeah, see, this is too abstract. And here, I think I've got a bit carried away. This is like the LC and the arrow going up, and it's a bit too, just a little bit too abstract. Andrea didn't even flinch when she heard that. She's just like, yeah, that's what's happening. This is normal. I'm just waiting for someone to join the stream and be new, and then completely freak out or lose it when they get called a cheeky sausage. But like, what? The hell is this? This is normal. You must be new here. Cheeky sausage or sexy badger is take your pick, you know. It's one of those. This is kind of cool as well. This is like you're the Earl and Liam as the Cleaves has trapped you. That looks like the LA Clippers old logo. Go on then, let's have a look. LA Clippers. Oh god, there's loads of logos. Which one's the old one? This is, yeah, this is an interesting one. It's kind of like a reticle or some sort of focus point. Yeah, any other little sketches? That's more LS than LC. Any other little nuggets down that you put to one side? That's quite cool. Less kind of obviously weights, and more subtle. I mean, what about if we took that and we leaned into the C? I mean, you could, if you were really reaching, do like a C and do that as your weights and have that as your start and stop point. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm just reaching. I'm also terrible at drawing circles, but that's fine. Or we try a different C shape and we go for something a bit more oblong. Hey Moosh, how's it going? You right? What other icons? No, not fitness. I want progress. That's what I think I'm lacking. Progress arrows and lines is probably the easiest way to combine that into something like a monogram or a letter mark. Yeah, progress. I don't think you could really do a tick or a check mark. It's kind of like the wrong way around. If you reaching a little bit to try and say that's an L. Yeah, I don't know. Progress. How do you represent? Yeah. Or no, these are quite good. They're still very much icons, but it's interesting to see how they're represented very simplistically. What about that other idea I had that was Yeah, let's do this. So, obviously, very rough and wobbly with my super steady, not so steady hands. And what about if we have that piece there, but it's just a missing piece? I don't know. Rather than actually just getting rid of it completely, still showing it, so it's L and C. I've used a bar chart, but not my favorite option. Yeah, I'm sort of, I think, subconsciously trying to lean towards a monogram or some sort of mark. Nothing too simple, like really, really simple, because I know that he doesn't really like that. If it's too abstract, it needs to be able, you look at it and you can sort of, it has some sort of meaning. If it's just too abstract, it's like, what am I even looking at? Like if I were to do this one properly, I'll where it would be like this, but minus the italics. So we'll de-shear it. Then it would be something like this. Swap it around, stick it on the inside. Bring that back like that. So you get the L and the C, and this is like this sort of missing piece. Or I don't know, maybe there's something else you could stick in there. I'm not sure. But I think it's a clever way of getting the L and the C in the same thing, like the same mark. And then maybe I would extend these down.
Once got football now.
Oh my god, it's 5 o'clock. What? 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 How has that happened? That can't be. Over 2 hours. Oh my goodness. Yeah, make it more C-like. It's very scalable, this design.
Shall I meet you there?
Yes. I'll probably park in Waitrose. Yeah. Where the hell did that go, Angia? Yeah. I mean, it's a good start. I know it's only been 2 hours, so I haven't really latched onto an idea I like yet, which is a shame. It's nice when you do sort of get something like a thread you pull on. I don't think any of these are really lighting my world on fire. This one's probably the closest actually, and that's from the other document. But it's still just an L and a C. There's no, do you know what I mean? This gap here, it's a clever way to show L and C in a single mark, but there's no, it's missing some of this. It's missing the stuff that makes Liam unique, and that's the bit that I want to try and get into it somehow, somewhere. God, flipping heck. We're going to have to definitely pick this up later this week. I'll carry on with this. And see if I can get some other cool ideas off stream. I usually find it a lot easier to get ideas off stream. I think it's when you're streaming, it's like you're doing many different things at once. I think the creative bandwidth gets spread somewhat. Just need a really cool idea. Yeah, like there, check. A check and then a thing around it. So you could do like your L, and then you got the C. It's just the L's the wrong way around. But that would be not necessarily right, but you got your L and your C. That's terrible. I clearly cannot draw circles to save my flipping life. But you got your L and your C. It did. That did. It definitely needs some cooking in the brain. It needs some time in the oven. And I want to explore. Yeah, I've got to go beyond just LC. Holding hug. Yeah, so I mean, even if there's a way to intertwine the letters or something. Oops, not so it's like sharp. So I feel like this feels a little bit inspired by what you did, Andrea. But and have the C on top and have it running underneath here. Like that, yeah, I'm just trying to make it like they're hugging or they're like. Actually, it looks like the L is piggybacking the. Oh my god, it looks like a person. There's a little person there. Look, they're having a great time. Like the L is piggybacking the C. Is that clever or is that really rubbish? Is it time for a break or is there have we? I mean, they could. That's a bit more of a G there. Yeah, I can't tell if that's. Can't tell if I've stumbled on absolute genius gold or if it's time to go maybe touch grass. I can't really tell. Oh dear. Oh well. I got excited by the prospect of actually having one of the letters piggyback the other one. That is quite fun. I like that. I don't know. Maybe there's an idea there. Yeah, you're right. It does scream college sports. I can't even speak. College sports team. I totally get that. But maybe there's a way we could adapt it so it doesn't scream that. Or maybe more linear. Poppy's gonna be so mad. I'm gonna be late. It's gonna happen. Let's thicken this brush up and just do that. And then what would we do here? So we'd have to have this come across down here. Then it would go over there. Stick it up a bit more. Yeah, down there. Trim it off like this. And then what do we do here? I don't know. That's a little bit more promising. That's probably the idea that has excited me the most, I think. Not because it's like potentially the one, just because it's more creative. We're getting the L, we're getting the C, and we're getting something off this flipping board over here. So that's nice. That's nice. What if we bring it down lower? And obviously we're not even factoring in color. Like if I colored one letter blue and one orange, it would look even more distinctly like one is carrying the other. What if we trim off that top bit as well? Oh no. I mean, it's a very odd shape. It is very odd. I wonder if I could maybe less distort it so it's not italicized. That does look a bit of a mess. I don't really know what that is. It looks like some sort of higgledy-piggledy thing. What if we can get L and C like a Rubik's Cube? Where's that other design I did? Oh, I find it so hard to stop when I get going. Where's the other one? This one here. I wonder if I could do that and lean into the Rubik's Cube thing again. Let's just do a square. Set a timer for 5 minutes and call it, Dan, you absolutely have to leave now.
5 minute Dan, you absolutely have to leave now timer, starting now.
Oh, I don't want to go. I'm having too much fun. A curved C, not to look so stiff. Yeah, don't want it to be too rigid. We need like a... I don't know what I need. What are we doing here, Dan? You've got no idea, do you? You're just making shapes. Yeah, this is slightly different. So it's totally... Maybe this could be something. So it's packed in together. So instead of there being the gaps between them, I was thinking maybe I could do something square with L and C properly like nestled against each other, but then have it like a Rubik's Cube. The Rubik's Cube's really not the priority, but it would just be the icing on the cake if I could get that in there somehow. Like, seriously, he's very good at solving Rubik's Cubes. So let's just sort of line this out a little bit and just see what this looks like. And we could just go off and around the corners. So like I said earlier, so it's not all super serious. I wonder actually if we close that gap. Let's close it and have this. No, I think it's time to go and get some sunlight done. Or the other option is, it's all right, we'll go until the timer, till the phone tells me off. You have this sort of opened bit here to make it a bit more square. And then maybe that something could be in there. I don't know. Yeah, I feel like the LC ideas have probably got the most potential. It's so hard. It's tricky to try and get these things in. I think I need to research other ways to visually represent support. Yeah, no, we did support, didn't we? What about growth? He's not a gardener. Yeah, typical arrow graph. Yeah, I don't really want to do that. What I would do actually is, and I probably will do this, is go and grab loads of these ideas, even just logos that you like that are totally unrelated. So if I go and type monogram, find some logos and some styles that are good and build a board out. Even if it's totally different letters, just to get like an idea of style. So let's go modern. Yeah, like some of these could be quite cool. Yeah, like I like this one, this italicized one here. Similar, it could be an interesting way of showing the journey. And have it going upwards. Ooh, yeah, I'm going to save that actually. Let's save a bunch of these. In fact, I will start doing that. I'll start building out a little inspiration bundle over here on the left. Ah, oh, crap. All right, phone says I gotta go, or I will be in big trouble. But then, really, what's the worst that can happen? I think I could probably weather a bit of trouble. Right, we will definitely pick this up. I'm gonna carry on working on this. But yeah, thank you so much for joining the stream. This was a lot of fun. If you do want to learn Illustrator with me, I've got my course pinned in the chat. I do Photoshop as well. But I can't believe where that time went. That's like nearly, what, 2.5 hours. That's insane. That's ridiculous. I feel like I've barely done anything actually, but I suppose we have sort of speed condensed this. This is the bit that I think I'd probably benefit from sitting on the sofa with the iPad or something and just getting comfy and just, yeah, looking up some other bits and pieces and getting inspired as well. Getting some ideas for, I mean, this is nice. Not necessarily the right way to go, but it's, oh, it is nice though. I don't think it's quite right for Liam. Well, this is yeah, some of these are so cool. I'm going to save this anyway, even though it's not necessarily right in its current form. There's just ideas there, like the swoosh and the circle. I could use that for the C. I'm going to have to go. I think I've said that about 20 times now. Poppy's going to get in the chat in a minute, like, where the flipping heck are you? That's cool. Oh yeah, it's so fun looking at just other logos sometimes. I don't do this enough actually. I need to do this more. I usually look at a lot of logos and end up critiquing them. I sort of see them out and about. But there's some great designs and some really talented designers out there. It's so flipping awesome. So anyway, if you are doing a logo and you do feel like nothing's coming or whatever, and you just, oh, these ideas aren't good, that's cool. I like that. Obviously not a jewelry logo, but I like the way the name is in the middle. I don't know if that's suitable or not, but I like it, so I'm going to save it. If you do feel like this, honestly, just I think the secret ingredient a lot of the time is time. You know, being expected to smash out an actually decent logo in a few hours, I don't think it's realistic. At least for me, it's not anyway. Maybe for some people, far more talented it is, but not for moi. That's cool. Oh yeah. Yeah, maybe something like that. Maybe there is hope for the piggyback logo design. some sort of interconnectedness. They're quite, L and C don't really naturally flow together very nicely. It's like the C is facing its back to it, like they've fallen out or something. So yeah, like Andrew's example, you got to really get creative with how you try and fit them together if you want to go the monogram route. Anyway, I must go. Thank you so much. You've been amazing, and we will carry on with this later in the week. Bye.